Alright guys, so some of you guys have seen on my Instagram that I decided to give away a different pistol rather than the WE-XDM. This is the pistol that I'm going to be giving away. I'm actually going to be selling the WE-XDM, so if anybody wants it, I've posted it around here and there on HopUp, and nobody wants to buy it except people just want to trade. Nobody actually wants to buy anything on HopUp. Everyone just wants to trade like their stock JG AK-47 with 2 high caps and an 8.4 battery. So I really do hate that app, honestly. So I'm going to be selling that pistol and giving away this one because people voted and they'd rather see this one be given away. So got to listen to you guys, even though I think that this one would be easier for me to sell if I were just to sell it, because I do need to get my money back for that XDM so that I can go on and buy bigger and better things. But this one's going to be given away. The XDM I'm going to be trying to sell. Both of them are brand new, so if anybody is interested in a WE-XDM, it's in tan, under about 300 rounds. I'm selling it for $90 shipped, which most places you're looking at spending about $100 plus shipping. Some places even more. So the pistol that I got instead of the WE-XDM is the Glock 23. Sorry, not Glock. Well, now I can say that, right? Because Elite Force has a licensing. This is not Elite Force, it's WE, but can I say it now? It's the Glock, well, it says Glock 33. Isn't this the 26? It's the advanced, yeah, Glock 26C. That's what it says on the slide, but on the box it says 33. Anyways, they inverted the box. I think they're doing that so that it gets past customs, because it is a, it does look like a Glock, I guess. It does come with a manual here. The manual is a Glock 18, but it's the same parts pretty much. So I got this pistol basically as a complimentary giveaway, I guess you could say, because I had to buy parts for my WE ACR, the AEG that I was building. I had lots and lots of issues. The gearbox shell's proprietary. The threads on the selector switch system they're stripping because the material is made of zinc alloy. It's a garbage material. It's not steel. It's not even good quality aluminum. It's just some sort of pot metal crap. And so it started to strip. So the company, I had to purchase the parts, and I ended up spending about $100 on parts. Actually, I think I spent a little bit more. It was about $100 on parts, and so I was like, I can't spend that much. So what they ended up doing is basically giving me a free Glock, Glock 26 here. So that was nice. That was the only way I was going to go through with it. If they wouldn't have given me this pistol, I would have said screw it, and I probably would have just tried to sell the ACR or just work with what I had. But I purchased the parts from them, and they gave me this pistol so I can give this away to you guys, and then I can sell the XDM so that I can get some of the money back that I spent on that ACR, because I have about $400 invested in that ACR and it doesn't even work yet. Now, not all the parts have come. I guess they split it up into 2 packages, even though I've told them to put it in one. They are from Taiwan or Hong Kong, so it's hard to sometimes they're not bad with English, but stuff is lost in translation. I got a few of the selector switch parts in this box. I finally got the 1911 magazine catch that I purchased for my friend about 4 months ago, and they never shipped it with my previous package, and they kept telling me, oh, it was shipped, here's the tracking number, and they never actually took care of the issue until I actually finally got it. So I finally got the magazine catch. So yeah, that's that. I'm just waiting for the other package with the other parts. Whatever, they sell stuff really cheap because it is from Hong Kong, and it's basically really cheap. So here's the pistol again. It comes with that manual. It's going to come with, at least in mine, as you can see, it fits in here with the compensator on the front, but they had the compensator off, so you have to install that yourself. I don't know if that actually is supposed to be like that. I wouldn't think. I think it would come completely attached. Now, I will say, there's these 2 screws, and you can take this plate off, and then there's 2 screws that you attach the compensator with. Glue those screws in and don't over tighten them, because the threads go into this compensator, and the compensator is made of like the same material, like a zinc alloy, and the threads will strip. When I was tightening them, I noticed that. So the first thing you need to do is put glue on the threads and then tighten it, unless you plan on taking the compensator off and putting like a short barrel in there. It's up to you. You can do that and then just ditch the compensator and this lower plate. Alright, so I'm just going to sit in the shade and go over the features. Hopefully you guys are going to be able to see this. It does come with a standard Glock magazine, like a Glock 17, Glock 18, a full size. I believe this is the length of that. So you could fit this in a standard Glock if you wanted to. It comes with this extended plate that's going to make it more comfortable, because without it, really, this thing is freaking tiny. So when you put the mag in there, it does extend it. And it feels more like a standard Glock frame, but the slide is shorter. So it is what it is. You can take the plastic plate off. I do not like how loose this is. I do not. This thing just rolls around on here. So, but when you put that, it looks like that, which doesn't look very good, honestly. So I just use the plate. If anything, I think you can get the Glock 20C, the non-advanced version, and it'll just come with the standard short mag. But this pistol is really small, so I couldn't imagine having to carry something like this. But people love Glocks. I'm telling you, everybody is obsessed with Glocks. So that's why I think everybody wants me to give away this gun rather than the XDM, even though the XDM's bigger, honestly nicer overall. But everyone loves a Glock, I guess. The magazine did not leak when I got it. It is WE. Some people are like, oh, WE sucks, blah, blah, blah. WE mags are garbage. I used to hear that a lot. I don't know if that's still going around. WE magazines are not trash anymore. Their quality control has obviously stepped up on their pistols and their rifles. Even though I haven't had one of those rifles in a while, but their pistols for sure. The quality control is a lot better. I have not had a leaky valve in a long time, and I got a WE XDM. And I got 3 brand new magazines for that pistol. None of them leaked. I got the XDM that I was going to give away. That mag didn't leak. That's 4. And then I got this pistol that I am giving away, and it didn't leak. So I've had quite a good luck with some WE pistol magazines. I've had no issues, no complaints. Plastic feed lips, super easy to replace. Some people don't like WE because, well, they're not techs, and they're like, oh, once it breaks, I have no idea how to fix it. WE products are really nice because when you have them and they do break, you can swap parts within a very, very short amount of time, and it's very, very cheap. So for instance, the hammer housing on this is a common failure point. The hammer housing on this is the same as the Glock or the XDMs. And it's the same hammer housing as all the other WE Glocks. And it's actually, I believe it's the same hammer housing as even the VFC Glocks, I think. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong on that. But I know that all the WE Glocks are compatible, and even the XDM uses the same hammer housing, and it's really cheap. In fact, you can get them from, like, I think KY Airsoft sold them for like $15 for a complete unit. You literally just drop it in. You take the one spring that's original that sits on the side from the original housing and drop in a brand new hammer assembly. $15 for a brand new assembly. That's awesome. Also, the nozzles, from what I've heard, had a tendency to break, especially with full auto. The nozzles are like $10 you can get from China. They're super cheap. Honestly, if you were to get the pistol and you're really, really worried about it breaking, grab a spare nozzle and grab a spare spare hammer housing right off the bat, you know, and you're still under $150, and you've got 2 components that are commonly broken that aren't, you know, that you're going to have spares of. But let's talk about features. The magazine holds about 25, 26, so pretty good amount. Nothing, no, you're not short-handed there. It does have a compensator on the front. I did take the orange tip out. You had to in order to get this on there. That also made me think that this had to be taken off during shipping, so you might have that too, or they could have just stuck one in here, but I don't know. So you might get yours with the compensator off too, because the orange tip needs to be showed. Anyways, a compensator, you got a bottom rail here. I believe this is a safety right here. Maybe not. I think this might be a release. Nope, that's the safety. So you got your standard safety, and it's protruding a little bit further past this. These 2 screws here, don't over tighten those either, but I'm talking about the 2 screws that are in here on this. Put glue on the threads and then tighten those down, especially if you're not planning on taking this off. Just do it, because it will rattle loose, I guarantee you. It's got a green front sight, 2 orange rear sights, some WE markings here, the lower and the upper, 9x19 G26C advanced, and then the G logo. The cuts in the slide are very, very clean. WE's definitely stepped up their game on their slides. Same thing with the XDM. The cuts and the not licensing, but the trademarks that are kind of fake. are really, really nicely done, and I think these slides are CNC machined, if I'm not mistaken. That's like the best component with this, which is good because you want a good quality slide because those can crack. You got a selector switch here, so semi and full auto. The slide lock's right there, magazine catch right there, non-ambi on that, non-ambi on the selector switch too, nothing's ambi really. Trigger safety here, so when you pull the trigger, you have to pull the little lip there for it to fire basically. That's pretty much it. As far as internals, I've only shot 2 mags through it, and it shot really good as far as hop-up. The hop-up on the pistol, so that's what I'm talking about there. Those 2 screws, don't tighten those all the way because they will strip, but take them out, put glue on the threads. You can take these screws out, slide this off, and then there's threads on the outer barrel. Put it on the outer barrel, slide the compensator back on, and then thread these in. And don't over-thread it. Just till it's snug and then let the glue dry. So yeah, as far as the internals here, yeah, this Glock hammer housing looks the exact same as the XDM, and they're swappable by 1 screw. Again, those are really cheap. The nozzle is really cheap too. The adjustable hop-up's right here. 310, 323, wow. That was pretty high. 323, that's 1.21 joules with the 2.5. That's pretty high. 321, 328, 322, 325. Wow, it is hovering around that number. 325 is 1.22 joules with the 2.5. That's pretty hard. Some people are like, oh, you know, gas pistol, use the pistol when you go into a building. You know, some fields will have rules where you have to use a pistol in a building. This pistol shoots harder, 1.2 joules with the 2.5. This is what I'd use if I go into a building, 1.2 joules with the 2.5. When with my AEGs, most of them I'm running 1.1 with a 0.2. 320, 319, 318, 320, 320, 320. Oh my goodness. The consistency on this thing is insane. Let's just try to get a rate of fire reading. Got a ricochet on that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me hold this and see if I can... Gosh, this thing has a lot of recoil, I guess. Okay, well, I emptied the magazine, didn't get a reading through the chrono, and I shot myself twice, 2 or 3 times. I think it was 3. So, sorry guys, oh my gosh, we are not getting a chrono reading on full auto. I'm just going to say, we're probably getting about 15 rounds a second on full auto. Okay, so it's running out of gas. Let me go ahead and gas it up. Well, the mag's out. See if there's one in the chamber. Okay, there was one in the chamber. It did lock back. So basically emptied 2 mags, especially on full auto. Yeah, it's really not very accurate. It's kind of going all over the place. I don't know. I don't like using full auto close range. So this is the kind of thing where, you know, I've heard people say this a lot. Well, you wouldn't want to use the full auto on this gun unless you're close because it doesn't shoot that good. But I prefer not to shoot full auto close because there's so much drama in airsoft nowadays. You shoot somebody with a short burst like that, point blank, they're going to start crying and complaining. It's just how airsoft is nowadays. So you can't do that. You just can't because people want to cry and then you'll get banned because... There's the spider. Where you at? There you are. Oh. Got the chair on the ricochet. Oh no, we're out of gas. Okay, we're out of gas. It is what it is. It's an awesome pistol. Definitely recommend it. If you got any questions, let me know. I'll see you in the next video.